lesson, we've got some really interesting things we're going to be learning, all new. So the first thing we're going to talk about is learning how to play the note A using our left hand. Once we've got that down, we're going to learn how to take that note A and apply it to a brand new chord using our left hand also, called the F major chord. Once that's done, we're going to take that F major chord and we're going to bring back the C chord and the G7 chord that we've learned in previous lessons. We're going to put them all together to form something called a chord progression. Once we've got that down, we're going to learn how to play a brand new song called When the Saints Go Marching In. Let's get to work. All right, so today we are introducing A for the left hand. So this is what A in the left hand looks like. It's on the top line of the bass clef, and it's considered a line note. The way that we're going to play it is we're going to put our left hand in C position. So we know in C position we have pinky on C, 4 on D, 3 on E, 2 on F, and thumb on G. So to get to the note A, we're going to extend our thumb one note to the right, and that's the note A. So if we go back a few weeks to our first couple lessons when we were learning the keyboard and the white keys, we can use the group of 3 black keys as our marker, and it's just below the top of the group of 3 black keys. That's the note A. And then to get back to our regular C position without the extension, we just move our thumb down to G. So right now we're going to look at some broken chords, like a C chord, C, E, and G. And then we're going to practice getting to a new chord, the F major chord, which is we're going to play broken. To do that, the F major chord is going to have C, 2 on F, and thumb extended from G up to A. So one more time, just so you can see that, the F chord is C, 2 on F, and thumb extends up to A. And if we wanted to get back to our C chord, we have C, E, and that thumb moves back down to G. So let's give this little exercise a shot, and you're going to see some half notes in here, some quarter notes, and we're going to be moving between C and F major broken chords. 2. Now we're going to move to the F chord, thumb up to A, thumb to G, right, back to the F chord. Extend that thumb to the A. Very good. Back to the C broken chord. Good. Here's the F chord up to the A, to the F, back to C chord. 1, 2, and extend for the F major. Very good. All right, now that we know where the note A is in the left hand, we're going to make those F major chords as block chords now. So we played them previously as broken chords. We played the C chord broken, and we played the F chord broken, extending that thumb up to A again. Now we're going to play them as block chords. So to play the C major block chord, we already know this, but it's C, E, G all simultaneously at the same time. And to get the F major chord, we do it the same way. All 3 notes together. C, F, and A. Just to practice that again, we're going back to the C chords, C, E, and G. C, F, and A. Okay, and now let's do this little exercise using whole notes, going back and forth between the C and F block chords with the left hand. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Back to the C chord. 2, 3. Remember to move up to the A. 2, 3. And let's repeat back to the beginning. 2, 3, 4. Here's your F chord. 2, 3, 4. Back to your C chord. 2, 3, 4. And your F chord. 2, 3, 4. Nice job. All right, now that we know the F major chord, we're going to use the previous chords we've learned, the C chord and the G7 chord, to create a chord progression, and we're going to add that into the next song we're going to learn. So just to review, here is the C major chord. Here's using our left hand, C, E, and G. Then we're going to be using the G7 chord. So for the G7 chord, the pinky has to drop down to B, and we have F, G on top. There's our G7. We're always going to head back to the C chord, C, E, G. And our new chord, the F major chord, is where our thumb extends to A, and we have 2 on F, and C stays right where it was. There's our F major chord. And then we're going to always head back to home, which is the C chord. And we're going to use all 3 of these chords in the next song we're going to play, which is called When the Saints Go Marching In. Now, the interesting thing that we're going to look at here is that this song has something called an incomplete measure. So some pieces begin with an incomplete measure. The first measure of this piece has only 3 counts, so the missing count is found in the last measure. When you repeat the whole song, you will have one whole measure of 4 counts when you play the last measure plus the first measure. So you'll see at the beginning of the song there's only 3 beats in the first measure, and at the very end of the song there's a measure with 1 beat with a repeat. So at the repeat, we make up for all the time we've lost, and you'll see this song is in 4/4, so that equals a whole measure. That's our 4 beats there. So for this one, we're going to be set up in C position. Things to look out for. On top of some of the measures, you'll see a chord symbol. If you see a C on top, you play a C chord in the left hand. If you see a G7 on top of the measure, that means the left hand's going to be playing the G7. If you see an F on top, we've got the F chord. So look out for those. Look out for the ties. There's some tied notes in the right hand. We also have some rests, quarter rests and half rests that we want to watch out for in the left hand. So let's get set up and give it a shot. That's our C chord. Now we have a melody in the left hand, and hold that right hand, there's your tie. And the G7 in the left hand. Rest both hands. C chord left. Keep it there. And go to the F chord left hand. Extend that thumb up to A. And here comes the G7. Incomplete measure, and we repeat back to the beginning. C chord. Watch the rests. Get ready to move to G7 left hand. Pinky on B. Rest. And back to the C chord. Mind the rests in the left. Here comes that F chord. Very good. So now, The Saints Go Marching In is a march. We just played it really slow for practicing purposes because it's the first time you're looking at it. But as you practice this over and over again, I really want you to start building up the tempo so that it has that march feel. Now, a march is going to go quickly. So here's an example of how this song sounds in the proper march time. Great work.